Greetings and hello. Welcome to we just want to come on and have a wee conversation with you about a really awesome 12-week program that's about to start later this month called the Unstressed Leader. And I'm here with my dear friend Anna, whose brainchild this program is. So I'm one of the facilitators. In fact, I'm the first one up, I believe. So I'm going to tell you a wee bit about what I'm going to talk about, but I'd like for Anna to share with us what her inspiration was to put this project into place. And if you're here with us live, comment and say hi and in the comments below. And if you're watching the replay, say when you watch this. But over to you, Anna. Tell us a wee bit about what brought you into putting this program together.
Hi, Moira, and thank you so much for having me over. Always happy to work with you.
Right.
And this is the first time we actually get to work together on a project.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited because what has been the pinnacle to actually throw me into making this program and then approaching Moira and the other three facilitators is exactly the fact that I had to work with Moira because I had a breakdown. I am one of the people for whom I created this program. And the thing is, I'm a business owner. I've been in business for quite a few years now. And I know how hard it is for all of us to deal with the ever-growing schedules, the stress, the trying to juxtapose the professional growth, the business growth, the family obligations that don't seem to ever slow down, right? And we all want to cram absolutely all of it in because we also want to experience life all in the full, and we also want to honor our responsibility. So what happens is we put a whole lot of baggage into what I call is our mental closet that we carry on our shoulders every day, right? And it takes a toll. We are human. Our bodies and our brains and our souls can only take so much before they show a lot of wear and tear. And then it always, I think it's almost 100% that it ends up in some sort of a burnout.
Absolutely.
And the loss that happens when you actually reach that stage is, of course, in a way, in the end, will be minimized because in the end, after you get help, like I did, and when I approached you years ago, there was a lot of growth. My life is so much more enjoyable and happy now. But I do believe I didn't have to get to that stage where I was so broken down by life and my own mental closet that I was completely dysfunctional for almost a year. I was not able to work. I'm lucky that I had some savings and a working husband, but not everybody has this kind of support, right? And not everybody can take just a year off life, and especially if you have children and a whole lot of dependence on you. Right, so this is specifically made for people who know they're barreling towards a burnout, because I believe we all know when we know where we're heading, but we don't know what to do except maybe approach a therapist, a psychologist, some kind of coach. But that is also not always available because we don't always know how to choose, where to choose. And this program is meant to be a stepping stone for those of us who just don't know where to start, just to get ourselves a little bit together to be able to get towards that journey, because it's a forever journey. You never step off and say, I'm completely well and I'm not falling off no wagon ever again, and it's going to be fabulous and I'm going to enjoy life and not stress ever again. This is more about giving the tools and the stepping stones and the skills to deal with all the fallouts of real life. This is not a motivational, so to say, situation wherein you come out of this in 12 weeks and there's a whole lot of rah every section where you come out inspired, and then by the time you make it home, your real life smacks you right in the head with all your responsibilities. You forgot to pick up the milk, you forgot to call and arrange for a venue for your event, or for a client, or an invoice was not honored by a client, right? Everything happens after the meeting. So the idea is to have the skills of what to do and how to be well after the meeting, not just during the meeting, which is what the plan is.
Absolutely. That's such a brilliant piece that you put there, because that's actually always been my focus, is that I really like to help people learn the tools in their situation. as opposed to taking you out of the situation. Because like you just said, if you don't have the tool right in the moment, then it's not really doing its work for you. You know, we can all do the meditation when everything's calm. We can all do the breathing techniques. Remember to do them when we're not thinking, oh my gosh, I have to do this, or I forgot that, or right. So
Yeah,
I love your inspiration of why you put this together. And I think um, it's a 12-week program. So there's four facilitators, and we're each going to be taking out a separate piece and to help people actually walk away with these tools, right?
correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Because it's one thing, right? I think it has to be a holistic approach.
oh, for
And I
sure.
think it all leads into itself. And I think when I was having a team meeting with all you facilitators, you all mentioned that this is a journey and
Yeah.
that the way it's structured, you're all taking sort of say cues from each other about and the participants
Mhm.
about what to do best for them. It's a very small program. This is not meant to be, I want 100 people to be joining in and I'm raking in all the money. This
Right.
is meant to be small cohorts with the access to the facilitators, access to a private Facebook group
Hmm.
throughout the whole of the program to be able to connect with all the facilitators and all of the other participants. And then in the end, a panel with all four facilitators in the same room, in the same, room with the participants, so they can give you some sort of say final questions. But of course, they have access to you right after the program as
Oh,
well,
for sure.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this, and you know this, I reach out to you as your former client myself, right? Once in a while, and I say, remember how you taught me this? I'm still using this. Oh, I shared
Yes.
this. Helpful to my own client.
Yeah. Yeah. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and well, you've helped a lot, and I think that's the thing. People sometimes think that this is all great, but I'm already meditating and I know how to do gratitude journals. And the idea is not all of us are meant to be doing gratitude journals or not the way
Right.
that everybody else is doing them. For me, that's not how I meditate, for example. I can't sit and I felt guilty if I couldn't do it the way I was taught to do it.
Hmm.
So I found a way, with your help and other professionals, to find a way to meditate my way,
Yeah. And that's
right?
always been my thing, and that's what I'm bringing to this program is that there is no one size fits all. I like to teach what I know, but also to give people permission to personalize. And that's what the work that we did together was to personalize it to suit you. So it's like you learn a technique or a mindset piece and then say, yeah, I like that part, but I don't like this part. So we can actually then craft the exact right way, which, like you just said, that was a couple of years ago that we worked together. And yet you're still using the techniques that we kind of finessed to fit you, to suit you, because they're now you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to bring you to the masses, so to say.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's really important. So my segment is very much about being mindfully motivated. And I call it being mindfully motivated and masterful, because my whole piece is that I help you talk to all the different voices in your head. You know how Anna was talking a moment ago about all of the different things that, oh my gosh, I have to do this invoice and I forgot that, and I didn't answer this email, and oh, I forgot the milk, and the kids are doing this. And so the whole piece is to actually allow that, understand that that kind of conversation is going on to one degree or another. But I'm going to teach you real tips that will help you, reduce the volume of that and actually move through with grace and ease so that you can still be super productive. In fact, a lot of the mindfulness techniques that I use help you become even more productive, and you might even feel more relaxed. So sometimes you kind of think, well, I didn't do very much today, but it's because you've been really present in everything that you were doing. So that's the whole part. And so I also really like what Anna's saying here too about the whole idea is to do this before it's too late, before you're at that complete burnout, I can't get up, I don't want to get out of bed kind of space. And so that's kind of who this is geared towards too, is leaders and managers and business owners who are finding it hard to spin everything and getting the little intuitive taps on the shoulder to say, how much energy or how long can you keep this going? And I know, the other part too, I love what you just said too, is that you are one of the people that would have done well for this program. Likewise with me, the work that I do, I was my ideal client too. I've gone to the burnout space, and I'd love people to not get there, and I think that helps us recognize and hold space for people to not to recognize the red flags and this is where I start to need some tools to help
Yeah.
me do things in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
so we have the title of the Unstressed Leader Program, and I'm going to actually just put up the page that people can go to at the bottom of this screen, and then I will put it in the comments as well. So if you'd like to read some more about the Unstressed Leader Program, this is the page you go to. It's at Anna's website, the conversationcenter.com /register. So is there anything else you'd like to share before we wrap this up for our listeners, Anna?
Well, I want to thank you again for having me over, and I'm very, very happy to be working with you.
Likewise.
And I'm very happy to bring this program to life in its first incarnation, because I do believe that there is so much, and I see this in every day, there is just so much struggle going on behind the successful facades we all have to put on to some degree. And I do hope that people know that this is all coming from a place of, I know where this is because I've been in that place. I still go to that place once in a while. And now that I have tools to climb out, I want to share those tools. So this is what it is. It's meant to be bringing something for you, for your health, for your enjoyment of life. So you don't do and I have a minor pet peeve, when people say, is that you're a good at adulting when you're unhappy and miserable and you have a lot of responsibilities. And I think that's completely unnecessary. We don't have to exist like this. We just aren't taught to exist otherwise, I think.
No,
right?
I agree with you. And I probably said this to you when we were working together, Anna, was that one of the things is I think we do get a sense of how do we need to show up in this world, as the business owner or as the entrepreneur or whatever it is we're doing. And so we end up, how I describe it is we end up holding up a mask. And so it's almost like our arms are outstretched, holding up a mask so that everybody can see this confident, energetic, highly capable, successful person. But behind is the tired, exhausted person that's saying, is this really what my life is all about? Is this my purpose? Is this my bit in life? And so my whole thing is I want to ease the pressure in your arms. You can put the mask down, and we can actually help you really show up to be you, and nurture and nourish the pieces that you might be not fulfilling, getting the rest and the mindfulness that you really need to help you really get back in touch with what's your core purpose, what's your meaning in life.
Yes, and I quickly want to mention that I know that you work a lot with the topic of self-sabotage.
Yes.
And I absolutely love it because the test that you provide with all participants, well, and clients, of course, you can see how you grow if you take it once every certain amount of time, and you can see the work you've done, how you improve and what's changed, right?
Absolutely. Those saboteurs are not, that saboteur chatter is not quite so effective on you anymore. You get to be the driver of your own bus.
And there is so many bonuses all the facilitators have provided, including that assessment. It's fantastic, and I hope a lot of people take a look at it, because this is what life is about, right? It's about enjoying it, living it, and being comfortable being your natural self, whether you're goofy, whether you're super strict, whether you're something in between, whatever you are, to have the tools to be comfortable to be yourself in any situation. And I think that's what you and all the facilitators all together bring to the table. And I do hope people reach out to ask us about the program. That would be my aim.
Yes, for sure. In the comments below, if you have any questions for either myself or Anna, please please either reach out to us privately or on the comments below. We'd be happy to answer any questions, and we'd love to see you in the program.
Yes. And there's only 12 spots too, so please keep in mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Anna, this has been awesome. I will wrap this up for our viewers, and thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for coming on and hanging out with me for this time, Anna. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.